of Opinion podcast show with J-Dub and Kelly Mack. The team's locked to go. For the people, for the culture, for the truth, for the love, never hate. Spotify is for the Jews. Keeping the heat all season. The difference of opinion podcast. We the reasons.
Yeah. Mac, man, what's good, man?
Man, we good, bro. We good. Welcome.
Yes, welcome everyone to a Difference of Opinion podcast.
Yeah.
We got a little special show. We were kind of rushed to this episode here.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have been popping up with this one here.
Yeah, man, this has been a talk of the town. What we're going to talk about, Mr. Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah.
His name is spelled weird.
No, he spells his name weird.
Oh, so his
real
is
name
really spelled out Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Extra simpish.
New scandal. This guy spells his name wrong intentionally.
Yeah. Intentionally, it's not real.
I understand.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. It's your boy Kelly Mack.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
J-Dub.
Yes,
Dubberino.
Hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube, somewhere down there. Yeah. And then follow us on all the social media platforms. You know the names, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Twitter, we're all there. Yeah. So I wanted to point that out. But yeah, man, Derrick Jaxn, man. Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah, and if I'm honest, bro, I really didn't care for Derrick Jaxn to begin with. Well, I guess before we get started, can you let the viewers who may not already know what's going on with Derrick Jaxn?
I appreciate it. So Derrick Jaxn is supposed to be like a really well-known relationship advisor to the women.
Self-proclaiming.
Yeah, very self-proclaiming relationship advisor. And he's put out several videos over the years, just pretty much telling men how to treat a woman right.
From the comfort of his own car.
Most of his videos are shot in his car, which is weird. But
yeah,
we're not gonna address that. Recently, though, and he comes across as kind of self-righteous in a sense, and most of his videos. And it's a lot of man bashing, and in my personal opinion, we'll get into that later, but he basically gives a lot of advice to women. Recently, however, he was caught in a scandal in which he was found cheating on his wife that he's been with for quite some years now. He's stated that this was something that happened years ago, right? And they've already been working with it. Matter of fact, he mentions that it's in his new book, which I don't know the name of, but it's in his new book. And if you want to read more about it, then you can go get his book. But yeah, he claims that that they've actually been dealing with this for years, but it has just now been made public to everybody. So everyone's sort of giving him the heat. Especially the men and women are feeling hurt because their superhero of an advisor has now had a chink in his armor.
Yeah. I think they are the only ones that are hurt, disappointed.
We kind of knew he was very fraudulent.
He's a man. Yeah. That's all you need to know is he's a man. Therefore, I'm not saying that he will fall.
Right.
But there's a high susceptibility to falling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so, and, I think a lot of women, as a lot of women do in my history of knowing women, all my life, but they like to compare.
They put them on a pedestal.
Yeah. They do it with relationships. Oh, this couple does this, that, and the third. Babe, this man is this. Why you can't adopt this way of thinking? And then you realize that,
My biggest issue with Derrick has been because in the beginning when I started watching him, I was like, okay, cool. He appears to be trying to help men take accountability for their wrongdoing towards women, and I've mentioned that on the show a couple of times, right? That we all need to do better as men. Yeah. But then somewhere along the line, he transitioned into this, men are just garbage. And the women are just the fruit of the earth.
Yeah. Put the pussy on the pedestal.
Right. Yeah. He highly, highly does that a lot. And, and he never allowed, to me at least from what I've seen, allowed for his imperfections to show.
Yeah.
So now to have this scandal sort of blow up in his face I'm not gonna say it's refreshing because I hate to see any relationship take a hit like that because it's hard to bounce back when you lose trust in a relationship,
Absolutely.
right? But at the same time, he needed to be humble, as he mentioned in his Facebook Live video where he's aggressively holding his wife's hand as he's explaining his wrongdoing.
Listen, that is a man who is in the doghouse, and he is trying his best to behave and be a good dog.
Explain that, because a lot of people think that's something orchestrated by him.
Well, I mean, and nobody knows, and it could have very well been orchestrated by him, obviously to save face, but it could have very well been his wife wanting to get ahead of this thing.
Right.
You know, obviously I've seen a couple of her videos, and obviously she has a ministry, you know, and a calling on her life. So maybe before it ruined them both, babe, we need to get ahead of this thing. You know, almost kind of like how Steph kind of spoke up for his wife. When
Aisha Curry?
Yeah, when they were having that whole conversation about her missing attention from other. You just go ahead and we'll address it now.
Right.
So it could have very well been that. I didn't feel like she was forced to be there. You know, I think she was just there, and she seems to be a very modest woman. So not one that's going to be super flashy, who's going to be, you know.
Yeah, she proved that. Her get up said it all.
But you know, I kind of rock with that. I don't know. I'm a sucker for
with the bonnet.
I mean. So
winter wool hat that she had on. You right? Come on, man. Even Kurt Franklin's wife got on TV and put on the hairdo and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's because them women competing for attention too. They
come on, no,
bro.
Kurt Franklin's wife.
Come on, man. No, women like to be look good, absolutely,
right.
And women know that this is it's a popularity contest. You gotta look good. That's why the women mad at her. How dare she get up on camera and not look good? Why? I'm going through an emotional problem right now here. Like, you know what I mean? I've been cheated on, and now I'm being publicly scrutinized, you know, about this. Why do I got to dress up and look good?
Because you know how social media is. You know how the internet is, man. The internet has no love for nobody. It's a mind of its own. Yeah, it's gonna drag you.
They're gonna talk about you regardless. You know, so at least let talk about me in my natural state. You know.
All right, that's fair.
Like, you know, now what I don't agree with anybody justifying his reasons for cheating because she came out.
There was
homely.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
I mean, now it makes sense that he cheated on her. Like, damn.
Yeah, and she's a beautiful woman. You know,
she really is.
It just, you know, she's homely, and again, there's nothing wrong with being homely at all. It's just I think society. I know society has our women thinking that you have to be a bad bitch. Like, you know, like, and the fact that she want a quote unquote bad bitch, it gives him a reason or excuse to go out there and do what he does. Now, I will say this. Knowing that your significant other, and I'm sure this goes both ways, but knowing that your significant other is out there in the public eye, I'm sure you should already expect there to be certain things thrown his way. Right. To distract him, to throw him off his game. You know, so
well, it's been said. At least this is what I read up on, listened to. I didn't get all the stories. Yeah, broken up into too many videos. But this was during a time where they were separated, right? And they were still married, but he was separated. And he thought the marriage was going to end because I think she said she didn't want to be with him any longer. And you know,
but that's probably because it was cheating.
See, but that's the thing. And again, the story's not clear. And for any of the viewers, feel free to comment on this once this airs. But I didn't get he had a trend of cheating. I think he did it that one time. How many times did he do it?
I mean, but because in the video of him and his wife, he said this was with multiple women.
No. He said in relations to flirting, inappropriate conversations, and then cheating.
Sexual act. But he still said it was multiple women.
Yeah, but we don't know
He said Derrick Jaxn was cheating with
As
multiple.
he spoke in the third
Yes,
person.
with multiple women.
See, but no, he constitutes certain things as cheating that the average person wouldn't constitute as cheating. Like flirtation, he constitutes that as cheating. He balls all of that under the same category.
All right.
Cheating, flirtation.
Yeah, but I would throw that in
sexually
too
suggestive
I would
conversation.
I would throw that in too if I just didn't want to focus on me busting jumps from the back. Yeah, no. It wasn't just all the head and sex. I was just kind of talking to people. Yeah, I mean, nah, get out. What I felt from him in these videos was that he did everything he could to minimize the impact that what he was doing. He took responsibility for it, but then he still tried to, like, I didn't do it. It won't that bad what I did. Because even when he talks about Pastor John Gray, he still tries to separate what John did was a lot worse than what he did.
But I understood what he was trying to say.
Bullshit.
Because from what he was explaining, Pastor John Gray was trying to darn near say it's okay or come up with a reason as to why he did it. Like he wasn't taking full accountability is what he's saying.
No.
And for him, he was and for a moment, I was with him on that because I was like, okay, he's I didn't agree with him coming on camera with his wife and holding hands. But again, we don't know who set that up, right? But at the same time, he did appear like he was taking full accountability. Mm-hmm. He was putting all these other things under the same category as cheating. And he said, this is what I did. And we've been working through it, whatever. It wasn't until he did the extra video where he was speaking to himself in third person. And
liking his own post.
Liking his own post, analyzing his own post with him and his wife, and bigging himself up where I was like, this guy is tripping.
Yeah, I was like I said, like you said, I felt him on the accountability.
Right.
He didn't say what he was doing was right. Now, whether he was sincere about it or not, again, I don't know the history. This information is old to them.
Right.
But it still was months. We're talking about 2020. Because, when you look at, I believe it's Tasha K who released and dropped the information.
She sounded excited to
Facts. I think anybody is excited to drop information on somebody else. Like, you know what I mean?
He was excited about this.
Facts. Super. But, based off her receipts. You
right.
know what I mean? Her receipts. This was July 4th of 2020. Like, she pulled up the Instagram, the whole 9 yards. And even he said this was months ago.
Right.
So, it's still fresh.
Right.
It's still a fresh wound, but, as much as all of this is on him, because really, even though you were separated, there's video of showing him talking about separating, you still shouldn't be sleeping around. He had no sympathy for a man who's going to cheat him, like even during separation. You had no sympathy for that.
Right.
My thing is, what he is saying is not wrong. All right. I don't believe what he has said is wrong. However, we just now know, as most men knew anyway, so we ain't pay him no mind, that you're a man and you can fall too, and obviously have been falling, while telling us that we doing a shitty job as being men. Like, you know what I mean? Living
on his way to the hookup. Let me drop this
with the sneaky link.
With
the sneaky link. Stop it! You done flew the sneaky link out. God, no.
So I mentioned something a little earlier, right? Before we came on camera, and I told you, and I want you to tell everybody what you said, right? Because I found it to be profound. I asked Mac. I said, should the lady stop listening to him?
Yeah, and my response was, if you stop listening to him now, then you was listening to him for all the wrong reasons. But
can you explain that for the listeners in the back seat?
Yeah,
help them understand that, please.
Yeah. I think, and this can even go and be applied to even your local pastor, your church organization, anybody that you believe to have some type of moral compass, that you've now placed on this. We keep using the pedestal, but you've put them in this arena of where they can do no wrong because of the position that they're in, right, or the position that they're assuming. if you were listening to him because you thought that he was not a cheater, if you were listening to him because you just were fascinated with the fact that here's this quote unquote handsome black man fighting for the rights of women everywhere in fucked up relationships. Like, yo, this is a man who gets it. If you were on the side, then yes, you are, and you're not listening. You're missing the point. The thing is, his message was good.
Right.
He said the right stuff.
Right.
But the idea that he was not susceptible to the same thing that he's talking against is ludicrous.
Right.
You know, you got it. He's a man. He's a person. He's a human.
Right. And there's no perfection in him.
None
whatsoever.
No, and if anything, he was going to get attacked the more, you know, on this particular subject, just because this is what you talk about.
Right.
You know, this is how you've made your career now.
Would you say people should listen to him even more now? Because this is now an additional experience that he's had to go through.
He's not that important. I say that with all respect.
Nigga ain't really that important anyway. Jeez, bro.
I mean, I
that
say
was harsh.
It did. It just was blunt. It wasn't harsh.
Okay.
It was blunt because he's not adding value to anybody.
You don't think so?
No. First of all, you were bashing the men that you would hope. You're not encouraging men to step up when you bash men. You're not.
Well, can you see it as an harsh correction towards men? Because not, you know, listen, men have a hard skin, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You know, you don't have to pacify us with everything, you know? So if another man is dishing, sometimes, you know, we have our discussions and we have real discussions, right? Yeah. And there are things that you may say to me or I may say to you and I'm like, man, that was rough. But you said yeah, no, you ain't.
I've never bashed you, bro. I've never put you down for the decisions that we make.
Right.
We just have grown ass conversation.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and some things I talk.
But then
don't
also
receive Jackson like that.
See, but
men receive him like
that's not his audience, though.
You showing off for this pussy.
But
that's really. And a man can feel that.
But his audience is not like that. His audience is not that. His audience is of women. Right. So I can somewhat understand from like a business strategy standpoint about him targeting women the way that he does.
The fact that nobody knew he was married should already have been a flag.
No, I think people knew he was married.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
When they were even talking, when he was talking to Pastor Gray, he didn't even know that he was married.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they didn't even know whether or not he was married or not. And I think he's been married, 8 years now, right?
Yeah, he's been married a grip.
Yeah,
for a while now.
But to the masses, he was the single man advocating for single women.
But I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's not. I don't think it's necessary. If you don't want to put your personal business out there, you don't have to put your personal business out there. Now, if you get exposed on some stuff, you have to suffer whatever consequences come your way. But if you don't want people to know you're married, you ain't got to.
That's a setup, bro.
Why is that a setup?
That's a setup because I feel like you're misleading the people that you're really targeting.
How? He's giving advice. You decide whether you want to take it or not.
Yeah.
Him being married or not. How does that change what he's saying to you?
Because a woman may not have slid in his DMs. If she knew he was married and he's this, you know, self-proclaimed, oh, I love my wife. If he talked about his wife and treating his wife, how well he treats her, as opposed to talking about how men aren't treating their wives, then maybe nobody would have slid in his DMs.
This was someone that he knew already.
But he had multiple women, bro. Yeah, this instance, the talking one. Yeah, right. This instance. Yeah, I mean, but the ones you flew out, the ones you had that you went to Atlanta with during 4th of July.
Oh man,
the one you was sleeping with in your wife's bed. Ooh. Like, what about these?
In his wife's bed,
bro.
Oh, she's good.
Yeah.
Listen, not you brought him home.
Yeah, listen, man. But men sloppy, man. We
sloppy like that. Dude, that's rough.
You're either sloppy or this is repeat behavior, and you're
absolutely.
Comfortable.
Yeah,
you're just comfortable with it, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm the superstar in this relationship, so my wife better. I mean, listen, and that's terrible.
Here's another question that I have for you. Do you feel in the way that he's addressed this issue, this matter, that he's been narcissistic through it all?
At first, I was going to say no.
Okay.
Because I don't watch him enough to say, all right, this man is narcissistic. But once I saw the video of him talking about himself, then now that just alone was kind of narcissistic. Okay, you felt like you were trying to be funny with it, I guess, by doing a video of your own video, talking to the man that but bro, that's too soon, bro. Too soon, bro. That's not, you leave that for somebody else to do on you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you just lay down and take this ass.
But he said some people wanted him to do a video.
Ain't nobody wanted you to do. And if they said it, they was joking. Ain't no way, bro. It made him look so insensitive.
It did.
And it just...
And to reflect on the first video where he talks about him being humbled, and then for him to make that video of him in the third person making himself up is like, bro, were you really humbled? Did you really learn your lesson, or is this a show,
bro? But what I find interesting is how heavily he's leaning on God in this, which apparently he didn't have that relationship beforehand. When you read or when he kind of was talking about his maturation, him being humbled, it's almost as if he's saying that, I found God in this place, and I see where I was prideful. I see the errors of my my conversation. So that's dope. But it does look like maybe she's the one kind of winning his soul. She's the strong one, and it's like, he's like, what can I do to write this shit? You're gonna have to start going to church with me. You're gonna have to get up in the men's choir.
I wonder what made the relationship spiral out of control in the first place. What made them even go to that point? You know what I mean?
Power, bro.
You think so?
Power and popularity, bro. You just get too big for your britches, bro. Like you think about it. You got this awesome homely wife who's gonna love you regardless.
Sure.
And you tend to take advantage of those. Because they're gonna love you.
Right.
And here it is. Like I said, you're this nice looking guy whose demographic is single women.
Yep.
Single women. So, bro, I was in the spotlight for that long, right? In my life, right? You know what I mean? Doing music and whatnot, performing. Right. And in that small amount of time, you would be surprised at how many people or how many women throw themselves at you because they just assume that you're just this up and coming person, or they got to get you before the next one does. You know what I mean? Like, I got to shoot my shot, like right off the stage. And I'm doing Christian hip hop music at this point at churches. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, yeah.
Oh, he's wholesome.
Yeah. What? What?
That's a wholesome verse he just gave.
What? Oh my God.
I'm going to go let him know that.
Yeah. Come and knock on my door. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for you. Yeah. So I can only imagine the amount of attention and people that are just kind of sliding in his DMs. It's tough. But I will say this about him again. I wasn't surprised that he cheated.
Right.
He's susceptible to it.
Right.
Especially with you now becoming a public figure and now catering to women. And women who have been hurt, and you looking like their savior. So of course they're going to come to you and hoping that you save them. Right. So you're setting yourself up for failure. Without having the proper support around you to keep you grounded. Right. Two, the women here aren't as safe either, because apparently it won't rape charges. So he didn't force himself. These women participated. Yeah, I mean, they were all for. Probably knew if you knew he was married, I didn't know. But they knew that he was married, and they still let him slide the card. You know what I mean? Like, so as terrible as a man as he is, obviously we got some sisters who don't give two shits about marriage either, or that woman that was at home waiting on him. Right. So, I mean, we all messed up. in this case. You know, the ladies that let him do it, because I doubt any of them said, no, Jackson, nah, I don't want it. You're a man of the cloth. You know what I mean? No. Like, you didn't turn him down.
Right.
Matter of fact, he flew you and your girls out to Miami. Like, you brought your homegirls with you. On this married man's dime that you knew was married.
Not the
Yo, the city girls that got flew out, bro. Yo, like, so it's like everybody wrong, you know, in this case. My heart goes out to his wife, though, because,
big time.
You know, I see where she's trying to love her husband in spite of.
Right.
You know, and she wants to protect him. She does love him enough to say, I don't want you to throw your whole, you know, I want your whole career to go down the drain, you know, because you made a decision. You know, I was gonna say mistake, but that's definitely not a mistake.
Thank you for not saying a mistake.
It was not a mistake.
Definitely
it was
a decision.
Definitely a decision. But like I said, I don't know. He's just simpish ways just caught up with him. You know, so
well, I think that's all that needed to be said on Mr. Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah, man. You know, he done for. I mean, like I said, he just, you know, we're not talking about Steve Harvey getting caught up. You know, and he a relationship specialist because you got some clout. You Derrick Jaxn.
Yo, put some respect on the man's name.
You don't even got a set. You got your baby car seat as your background prop.
Yo, we out, man. Yo, this is a difference of opinion. Fuck.
Listen, man. You supposed to be adding value to your set. It's the baby car seat in the back.
Yo, back is going off. I'm done with this.
All right, y'all. Yeah.
Yo, have a great day, man. This is a Difference of Opinion podcast. Again, go subscribe on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, the bell button, so we can let you know when we're going to be airing our shows. And follow us on all social platforms, man. We out. We love y'all. Later.
Yeah. Come on. And let's get it. Yeah. It's the Difference of Opinion podcast show with J-Dub and Kelly Mac. The team's locked to go. For the people, for the culture, for the truth, for the love, never hate. Spotify is for the Jews. Keeping the heat all season. The Difference of Opinion podcast.